The scene was set for a perfect winter evening. A gentle snow fell outside, blanketing the world in a soft white hush. And there we were, my entire family, all cozied up together in the warm, inviting living room, a haven from the cold outside. The air was filled with a sense of peace and togetherness. Each of us was sipping on warm tea, the steam curling up and dancing in the air, carrying with it the comforting aroma of spices and herbs. It was the kind of evening where time seemed to slow down. There were two of us kids, eager to make the most of the holiday season. I was there, Hassan, always curious and ready for an adventure. And of course my sister Fatima, ever so inquisitive and full of bright ideas. Our grandparents were chatting softly, their voices a gentle murmur that added to the cozy atmosphere. They were sharing stories of their youth, their words painting vivid pictures of a bygone era. Meanwhile, Mum, Salma, was busy in the kitchen, her movements a graceful dance as she cooked up something delicious, filling the house with tantalizing smells that made our stomachs rumble. Dad, Naveed, was rummaging around in the storeroom, a place filled with forgotten treasures and dusty memories. He was on a mission. He was looking for a box of winter clothes, hoping to unearth some long-lost scarves and gloves to keep us warm during the coming months. After what seemed like an age, he finally emerged from the depths of the storeroom. But he wasn't just carrying clothes. He had something else in his hands, something that sparked a wave of curiosity throughout the room. To our surprise, he held two old devices in his hands, relics from a different time. Instantly, all eyes were on him, drawn to the mysterious objects he held. The room fell silent, anticipation hanging in the air. Grandfather's eyes lit up with a spark of recognition and excitement. A wave of nostalgia washed over his face. "Oh, my telegraph!" he exclaimed, his voice filled with a childlike wonder. "Show it to me, Naveed. Let me take a closer look," he urged, reaching out with eager hands. Grandmother smiled, a warm and knowing smile that spoke of shared memories and a lifetime of experiences. "Your telegraph is still in perfect condition," she remarked, admiring the well-preserved device. It was a testament to a time when things were built to last. "Look, here's my telephone," Grandfather announced, his voice brimming with pride. Grandfather said, his eyes twinkling with fond recollection. "I'd used this telegraph in my office day in and day out," he began, his voice taking on a storytelling tone. "For so many years," he continued, a hint of nostalgia creeping into his voice. "It was a faithful companion during his working life." Grandmother nodded in agreement, her eyes reflecting the same memories. "And I used the telephone," she chimed in, her voice soft and gentle. "To talk to people far away," she added, emphasizing the wonder of being able to connect with loved ones across distances. "It was an amazing time," she concluded, a wistful smile gracing her lips. Dad added, his voice filled with a hint of amusement. "These were hidden in the storeroom, tucked away amongst old boxes and forgotten items." "Curious?" I asked, my eyes wide with wonder. "What are these things, Grandfather?" I inquired, pointing at the strange and fascinating devices. He replied, his voice warm and patient. "These are the telegraph and the telephone," he explained, holding them up for us to see. "My child," he added affectionately, his eyes filled with love. "But what are they for?" I asked, my curiosity piqued. I pressed, eager to learn more about these mysterious objects. He explained, his voice taking on a professorial tone. "They're both for communication," he began, emphasizing the importance of connecting with others. "Sending and receiving messages," he clarified, explaining the basic function of these devices. Fatima jumped in, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "What is communication?" she asked, her brow furrowed in thought. Grandfather answered, his voice patient and kind. "Communication happens when we send and receive a message," he explained, breaking down the concept into its simplest form. "It's about sharing thoughts, ideas, and feelings. These devices were used for electronic communication," he continued, highlighting the technological aspect of these inventions. "In the old days," he concluded, emphasizing the historical context, "I was fascinated, completely captivated by the stories and the history behind these devices." "Grandfather, tell us about the journey of these inventions," I exclaimed, eager to hear more. He smiled, a warm and knowing smile that promised a captivating tale. Well, the journey started way back in 1836, he began, setting the stage for a historical adventure. When Samuel Morse invented the telegraph, he explained, introducing the key figure behind this groundbreaking invention. I bought this one in 1976, he added, sharing a personal connection to the device. When I was young, he reminisced, his voice filled with nostalgia. Fatima asked, her curiosity still burning bright. And what about the telephone? She inquired, turning her attention to the other device. Grandfather replied, his voice patient and informative. The telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell, he explained, introducing another pivotal figure in the history of communication. In 1876, he added, providing the historical context for this revolutionary invention. It allowed people to hear each other's voices, he emphasized, highlighting the groundbreaking ability to transmit sound over long distances. From far away, he concluded, underscoring the significance of this long-distance communication. We both agreed, our eyes wide with amazement. That's an amazing invention, we exclaimed in unison, our voices filled with awe and wonder. Dad said, his voice bringing us back to the present. Now, mobile phones have taken the place, he observed, highlighting the evolution of communication technology. Of the telephone, he concluded, emphasizing the shift in communication methods. Fatima and I were curious again, our minds buzzing with questions. What's different about mobile phones, Dad? We asked, eager to understand the latest advancements in communication technology. He explained, his voice patient and informative. Mobile phones are for communication too, he began, emphasizing the core function that remains constant across different technologies. But you can carry them anywhere, he added, highlighting the key advantage of mobile technology. Portability, and even send text messages, he concluded, mentioning another feature that sets mobile phones apart. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, in one cozy winter evening, surrounded by the warmth of family and the aroma of tea, we traveled through the fascinating history of communication, from its humble beginnings to its modern marvels, from the telegraph, a device that relied on clicks and codes, to the tiny mobile phones, sleek and powerful devices that fit in the palm of our hands, in our pockets today, always ready to connect us to the world. Isn't technology awesome? It's a constantly evolving story, and we're all a part of it.